critical key pieces of evidence in this case through, I don't know, through negligence or through purposeful conduct? I can't answer that for you. They went missing.
We were missing evidence, which is a big deal. We did not have any crime scene photos. We were missing the rape kit that was done on Susan. Fortunately, the clothing that Dr. Fontana had collected maintained its integrity, and we were able to get forensic evidence off of the blue corduroy pants and the underwear that Susan had on that night.
Failure to preserve the evidence is a factor that you can say, that's reasonable doubt.
It's amazing that evidence was still, thank God, around and, packaged and kept up with.
In 1999, David McClure says, I'm analyzing these items. I can't find any semen anywhere on them. I'm using good tests. Nothing's there. And all of a sudden in 2002, I'm finding something. That's a problem. He said he really didn't have a good answer for how that might happen.
And 2002 was when you had better technology.
That is true.
DNA is standalone. That's conclusive. I mean, 1 in however many quadrillion, which is 15 zeros. 15 zeros.
You can return a verdict of not guilty on every indictment, firmly convinced that the state of South Carolina failed to meet their burden of proof.
Everybody, control your emotions. Let's bring the jury in.
I was very nervous from the beginning when they went out because I just feared that maybe one of those jurors was not educated enough or did not realize the facts that involved with science and DNA. I mean, there may be that one person that just doesn't know or doesn't understand that it's a open and shut, DNA is DNA.
State of South Carolina, County of Beaufort versus Isaiah Gatson Jr. As to indictment for criminal sexual conduct, 2016 GS 07-01548, we, the jury, unanimously find the defendant Isaiah Gatson Jr. guilty. As to indictment for murder, guilty. As to the indictment for kidnapping, guilty. Indictment for armed robbery, guilty.
Well, I just sat there for the few minutes that a couple of Gadsden's family members stood up and spoke.
And I just want to make sure that in his case and in this family's case, that mercy and justice has been served.
And I just felt like I just wanted to say my piece to him, even though I'd never looked him in the eye. Never.
Susan would like to address the court briefly.
Sure.
Thank you.
I'm Susan Lee Neal now, and I just want to say that for the last 38 years that me and David's family, who most of them are here, have worried and been feared for 38 years that he would come back and try to hurt us. And he took David's life away. He was only 18, and he hasn't never been able to live a life. And then for my 38 years, it has been living in fear for all these years, and I'm just glad that I believe that justice has been done, and I thank everyone that helped in that situation.
I just felt like I wanted to say my piece and what I think that David would have wanted me to say.
I remember she spoke. I do remember she spoke, but I remember Gadsden. I remember Gadsden just being indignant and angry, and he wasn't crying about what he did. He was crying about going to prison. That's it.
The judge sentenced him to 50 years on the murder charge and then 30 on each additional charge to be served concurrently.
But we left the courthouse and we went straight to David's grave. I don't know if you could hear me or not, but I told him, this guy is finally gonna go to jail for what he did, and felt like he would be happy knowing that. So young, he's 18. He had just turned 18 in December.
Nothing's going to take away that trauma. Conviction's not going to take it away. How much time Gadsden has to spend in prison is not going to help process those feelings. But knowing that he's off the street and is being held accountable and that justice was served does go to that healing process.
There's no such thing as closure. I mean, I hear that used by a lot of people all the time. I don't know that there is a such thing. I think there's a such thing as comfort. The level of comfort for the families and the victims in this particular case during the trial was not comfortable at all. The results of that trial, I'm sure, were.
I feel like it's going to be okay now.